Hi, my name is Maslina, Master Student in Early Childhood Education. Today, I'll be presenting about information kit that I developed for our Early Intervention program. This information kit development is to fulfill the requirement for course HMECE5323 Early Intervention Theory and Practice for semester January 2019. Let's start. I'll start with the content of my presentation. I'll talk about background of Early Intervention program, information. What is early intervention? Information on developmental disability, our services information on assessment, goals, intervention method, and documentation, and information on parental involvement and parent support group and resources. So, traditionally, let's start with what is early intervention. Traditionally, our early intervention program provides early intervention for early childhood years, of 0 to 8 years with developmental delays and disabilities. The aim of our program is to provide a comprehensive service by qualified professionals for children through our individualized educational program, that is IEP. So traditionally, each early intervention professional in the partnership representing different disciplines work separately with the family, attending to the developmental domain of their expertise. So through our early intervention program, we provide a transdisciplinary approach. Instead of each professional working separately with a family, professionals share their expertise with professionals from other disciplines. This is where our service coordinator will play a major role in coordinating the service provided. So what is early intervention? Early intervention is actually services provided for children and families as early in the child's life as possible in order to prevent or help with one or more special need. Through our individualized education program, a plan is designed to meet an exceptional learner's educational needs with specific goals, objectives, services, procedures for evaluating the progress. The aim is to help families reach their goals for themselves and their children with varied support services. So what are the evolution of early childhood intervention practice? There is way forward, where now currently train the early intervention program move from professionally directed to family-centered practice, from a child-focused to a family-focused approach, from an isolational model of family functioning to a systematic ecological model, from simple linear causal models to a complex transactional model, from interdisciplinary approach to transdisciplinary teamwork, and from segregated center-based services to inclusive community-based services. So these are the aims that we are going to achieve through our early intervention programs. The information kit also will provide information on developmental disability. Our early intervention program focuses mainly on providing services for children with developmental disabilities. Developmental disabilities consist of conditions that delay or impair the physical, cognitive, and also or psychological development of the children. Common developmental disabilities includes autism spectrum disorders, attention deficit hyperactive disorder or the ADHD, developmental delay, which consists of late global developmental delay, Down syndrome, etc., and also cerebral palsy. So now we need to understand how to obtain early intervention services. So when a developmental concern or risk is identified, family member or someone, for example, the health practitioner, can refer their family to our early intervention program. So, upon enrollment, upon referral, evaluation, and assessment will be done. This is where we do the assessment in order to create an intervention planning for the individual child and family. In our early intervention program, a service coordinator will be appointed to each family to facilitate and assist the family with meeting any family outcomes. Once intervention plan had been created, it will be implemented through intervention visit accordingly. So our early intervention program also include the discussion and planning on the transition of the child. Our services consist of qualified professionals who provide an intensive and structured early intervention plan. There are occupational therapists who are expert in fine motor and sensory development. There are physiotherapists who are the expert in gross motor development, including movement and positioning. There are special instructors who are the expert in child learning and development, most particularly cognitive, social, emotional, behavioral, and play development. There are speech therapists who are the experts in communication and oral motor development. There are clinical psychologists who are the expert in psychological, emotional, and behavioral issues. Among services provided by our early intervention program are family training, counseling and home visit, speech, language, pathology and audiology services, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, psychological services, early identification, screening and assessment services. So, as I mentioned earlier, our early intervention program provide individual family service plan. This is a plan written for children who qualify as having a disability or considered at risk of experiencing a substantial developmental delay without these services. So a service coordinator will be appointed to each families and children who facilitates the coordination of the services for each service plan. Intervention plans focus on what the family envisions for the family and child's development, support participation and functioning in home and community life, reflect the support needs that best fit the family's culture and way of life, and collaboratively designed by the family and professional partners. Families in our program will be enrolled in our parent support group, which will provide counseling and support by sharing their experiences and through active participation in the community-based program to create awareness in the community, thus gaining support from the community. We also provide information on resources available for parents, teachers or any interested individual to obtain more information with regards to services or support available for children with developmental disabilities. This list is just to name a few of resources available in our information kit. We hope this information kit will be able to answer doubts and provide adequate information to parents with children with developmental disabilities or at risk of developmental delay. We also hope teachers and communities at large would gain benefit from this information kit in order to create awareness of the importance of early detection and early referral for children with or at risk of developmental delays and disabilities. Thank you for listening.